Good morning. It is March 12th, 2024, and it is time for another Taco Tuesday here at WiLS. I am excited to be joined today by four of our excellent vendor partners. You can see them here listed on the screen. But to get us going, we are going to start off with Ari, who's joining us from NewsBank. Ari, are you ready to take over?
All right, let's do it.
Great.
Good morning. Thank you. Share screen. And you should be seeing my screen there. Yep, I've got
Looks good.
busyness behind me too, Jeff. So
I
sorry about that, everybody. But thank you for joining. Jeff's actually going to be serving the tacos and margaritas, which is really a nice bonus. But I'm going to be presenting here. You should be seeing the main landing page for NewsBank. If you're not familiar with NewsBank, we're all primary sources, international coverage. What I'm going to show you first is global coverage, 14,000 primary sources worldwide, but we do have really heavy local coverage, nice coverage of Wisconsin, including the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel and the State Journal out of Madison as well in an image edition, which means we've got like the way it's delivered to do our front to back with images. And I can show you what that looks like too. But you can do a Google-like search or go in by our suggested topic. Here we have suggested topics virtually on every curriculum area. As you can see, literature, literacy, performing arts, science, STEM is very big. Each one of these will have a drop down, really helping the student identify and then go out and search the topic that they're pursuing. We have put up this research trending issues box. This is kind of new this year for NewsBank, where we've put these trending issues right up front. So your researchers who hear about these kind of topics every day in the news can find this in the trending issues here and get directly to those searches. They will change for the month depending on what's happening that month. So it is Women's History Month. It's also National Nutrition Month. Academy Awards is featured here this month, and that will take you out to a search on any of these, ChatGPT. This is very, very helpful. You can do a general search. So maybe you want to do something like University of Wisconsin, the Badgers. Okay, so we want to do something like that. Now your search results are going to skyrocket a bit as we go into the entire resource. The dates on this are about 1980 to today, by the way. You can see over 1 million results here. The first one on Jeff and I were just talking about it, kind of a warming trend this winter for sure. This is out of, looks like the Ag Review out of Wisconsin. This is a full text article. I'll show you what that looks like. We do have read aloud with all our full text. Icons up here. We work with all the citation tools. You can email it out to anybody you like. Download it. If you're a Google school, we have Google Drive. We've got share directly into Classroom, any document you like. A Dura link here is created. So plenty of options there. You can use the toolbar on the left, flip to oldest results for this, saying the results on what we searched. University of Wisconsin's going back to about 1960. You can alter it by decade, narrow it down, and hit apply. You can type in a date, any date you want, any year, and hit apply. Here's the source types that NewsBank delivers. Largest collection of newspapers in the world, but we give you so much more, as you can see. I'm going to pick up the pace so to try to fit some more stuff in. Year, source name, source location is interesting. Maybe you want a European perspective only on something that you search for. Simply hit Europe. Or you could go into more options, go into your state. Let's go to Wisconsin sources only. And once you go to Wisconsin, then cities will appear on the left to even narrow it down further. Lexile levels available. Work with your grade level only. Languages, we have over 20 different languages. So maybe you're working with your Spanish learning students or Spanish speaking students and you want documents in Spanish, there are your Spanish sources. And that will be in full text primarily in the native language. And there is the read aloud, of course. Presidential era, some people use to do comparison, contrast with something reported when Obama was president compared to Bush, or whatever the case may be. You can narrow it down that way. All right. Again, I'm going to cruise pretty quick. Daily headlines and lesson plans, very popular feature, top 10 headlines every day from our customer base from around the world. And then you can view a lesson plan. Okay, one of the headlines is turned into a lesson plan every day. This is from the AP on the a nuclear disaster in Japan. It looks like a 13-year anniversary. So we go into that lesson plan. Here's the educational standards. 4 different options for the lesson plan, related material for your research, and assessment options. Nice thing about that is this. The new lesson plan arrives every day, but they are archived. Okay. Here are the lesson plans available. All of these curricular areas on the left. Maybe we want something on climate. There's 39 lesson plans built on climate. This one, the last one, talking about the Amazon. Okay, so these are all available to you. Image edition kind of looks like this. When you do a general search, all the image edition papers, which there are well over 200 of them, are included. But if you want to go directly, let's say you wanted a quick link to the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, for example. Did I spell that wrong? No. Okay. Here's something, the Marquette University trib, by the way, full text there. Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. You see all the full text. But if it says image, it's going to look a little different. It will look like this. Sorry about the delay. No time for spinning here. Come on. March 12th already. Crazy, hard to believe. So here's today's paper, just the way it's delivered to your door. Yeah, it looks nice and mild there. Happy for you guys. Here's something on Waukesha. I know that's close to home for some of you. But the entire paper, you can make it larger. Scroll down. You can use the thumbnail. Go straight to weather, go straight to sports, whatever you're looking for. Similar icons plus this clip function, which is very nice. If your students want to take an image or an article or a map or whatever it is, make it part of their product, research presentation, then go straight to Google Drive, print, or create a PDF, include your citation. This happens quickly. And this is available with all our full text, our image edition material. That scissors function, you can take whatever you want. Citation down there, you can make it larger and clearer. You get the idea. I didn't center that very well, but okay. That is a quick summary of Access World News. I've got about 5 minutes left, I think. I'm going to show you the historical timeline very quickly. Historical timeline is made up of 448 fully digitized, so that's front to back image editions, what I just showed you, on the historical level through our archives. 1690, first newspaper ever published in the US, that's where we start. You can do a keyword search or go into the timeline by era, okay? All the way through 2000, maybe you're researching World War II. All the eras will be built the same with the 3 columns covering not just history, but military, social, literature, discoveries and firsts, the fine arts. If there's something on the timeline that you're working on you don't see here, we'll build it for you, we'll add it. Let's say you're doing something on D-Day. Here's a summary. Underneath the summary, interactive reading comprehension questions. Sparks the researcher's interest. Underneath here are all your primary material. Okay, maybe you wanted this image. of the Nazi fortress around Europe. Here's a map. This is actually from the Dallas Morning News, 1944. And here's a map. So if you wanted to add that to your project, you could clip it. Again, fully digitized. Jump to the first page. Great headline there. Maybe your student wants to take that one. Allies storm into Europe. And another map. Okay. So quickly, that is the timeline. I'm going to jump away from there. We have Life in America series. Black Life in America, the first one released, very, very popular. Hispanic last year, Asian Life this year. Here's a look at these. These are all built the same tools that I just showed you. One little difference will be that we put the time period suggested search up front on the front page, and our clients have been very happy with this layout. Everything from arrival to civil rights to today. So if your students want to do something current, this is very current. Human cargo, maybe you want to search on men for sale. Search created. I'm not going to go in, but we can do a quick preview. This is an ad from 1746 out of Pennsylvania Journal. Classifieds, where they are selling humans. So this primary material is shocking, but you know, pretty amazing for your researchers. Okay. Again, the same tools here. Jump back. That's Black Life in America. I don't have much time, but certainly available for further a demo or preview. If anybody wants that, just let me know. Hispanic Life in America. We use the same layout because Black Life in America layout was so successful. There you see the Hispanic. About the same dates here. You're looking at, here's Asian. You're looking at 1704, really the first recordings by the media on the Life America series. So that's where we begin. 1704, but again, very current all the way through today. Okay, kind of a quick synopsis. I hope that helped. I'm trying to get back to the screen. Where did I go? Sorry about that, Jeff. But again, I'm going to stop the share. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Jeff. Again, just let me know. We can do further demos. We just had a little trial period through WiLS. I can extend that for anybody who wants a trial period as well. But thank you.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Ari. I really appreciate you joining us today and showing us around those resources. Yeah, please do reach out to us. Anybody who's interested in knowing more, I know that Ari will be happy to meet with you. We're happy to talk about, like you said, trial access, quotes, anything else we can get for you. We're always happy to help out. And thanks again for joining us, Ari.
Okay, thanks. It's great to be working with WiLS. Thanks, everybody.
All right. So I'm going to flip us over to another screen. I actually just saw a message from our 11:45 presenter that they are not going to be able to join us today. So, I am pleased to welcome our next presenter here at Taco Tuesday, John Spike, who's coming to us from GamestormEDU. John, take it away. It's all yours.
Wonderful, wonderful. Hey, I like hopping right in and talking about our products. So, first of all, thanks so much for having me. It's been great partnering with WiLS on sharing about our product. So, just to kind of give you a sense of our offerings, our big focus at GamestormEDU is creating great games to experience as both friends and families on a Saturday night, but then also just a really great game to use in the classroom during the week as well. We want to have something that's really engaging for students to engage in, whether you're in a K-12 library, public library, a classroom, or even maybe coordinating a makerspace. And then the other thing that we do is we create content and curriculum around our games that help anyone use them for their purposes. And I'll share a little bit about that, of course, as we chat about GamestormEDU and our products. So just a little bit about me. I am the CEO of GamestormEDU. My name is John Spike. My regular 9 to 5 job is coordinating the instructional technology and integration at University of Wisconsin-Whitewater in the College of Education and Professional Studies. I'm also just wrapping up my PhD in educational technology, focusing on collaborative virtual reality. So that's a passion area of mine, and getting students to have innovative experiences of that focus. But I also love unplugged board and card games. And so GamestormEDU came out of that love of just sitting down at a table with friends, family, students, my colleagues, and playing board and card games, because they not only build really great skills, but they're also just enjoyable to do. And they are great in our kind of coming out of the pandemic times of being isolated in our homes. Getting together face to face and playing is just really enjoyable. One reason I'm really big on just games in general too is we know our students love them. So if you work in a role where you're working with teens, or younger or older, we know that 97% of male identifying teens play games on somewhat of a semi-regular basis. So this is an interest area, the act of playing games. And then 83% of female identifying students in this particular Pew Research study from a few years ago play games on a semi-regular basis as well. So regular gamers, it is an overwhelming majority of our students. And the great thing about our games is you don't need to be gamers to enjoy them, but we know that a lot of our students are game players of some way, shape, or form, whether it's video game, card game, board game, tabletop game, Dungeons and Dragons, and much more. So the first product I wanted to share with you today is kind of our first product and our flagship product. It's called GameStormers, and this is a board game that's out now. We just released it last year. If you want to cut right to a link to GameStormers, bit.ly/GameStormers will get you there. If you go to our GameStormEDU website, it's a tab on it as well. And GameStormers is a creative storytelling and strategic game for 3 to 6 players. And it can play ages, we say ages 9 and up on the box, but honestly, I'll talk a little bit about our party game version. I played it with players as young as 6, 7, 8 years old in that version. So just describing a little bit of how the game works. There's kind of the simplified party version, which I'll describe, and then there's a more fully fleshed out version that you can play with older middle schoolers and high schoolers and beyond. So in our the basic premise of the game is you're creating a 5-card narrative. A lot of our cards lend themselves really nicely to game narratives, but this could also be the narrative that you'd have in a novel or a film as well. And you're trying to create the best 5-card story or narrative set in the world you're creating. The objective in our party version is there will be a judgment round, and you want to be selected by the judge as the best narrative told during the round. And what's really fun is the judges get really into it. So when I'm playing with, especially with younger kiddos, they say, I want a narrative this round that has a twist ending, or I want a narrative that's really funny, or I want a love story in this narrative. And so you get these judges kind of changing what the audience is looking for in the story. So what would happen is each player who's not the judge gets dealt out some of our beautiful cards. So you can see some of them here. So we've got 2 storylines are dealt out. So these are the overall kind of topics of the story. 3 to 4 item cards, and then 3 to 4 mechanics cards. And you can see each of the cards have beautiful art, their title of what they say, like this one's brew a potion, or this one is a mysterious figure, or this card says discover a new world. They also have a theme. So this one is a high seas card. This is a civilizations card. This is a sci-fi card. This is a horror card. And we also have fantasy cards as well. So we have all these different kind of worlds that your students can tap into for their stories. When we're thinking about those card categories, you have one card in your story that's a storyline. What's the overall subject of your tale? The item cards are your nouns. So those are the people, places, and things of your story. And then we call them mechanics and game worlds, but really they're the verbs of your story. What do you do in your story? So maybe you could brew a potion. What happens to you? Maybe your ship malfunctions in your story. How do you overcome that? Maybe you, put together a crew, to go on this epic quest with you. So those are kind of how the cards work, and you'll combine 5 to tell your story. So in the example of this one, this person's assembled this story, and they might say something like this to the judge. In my story, a group of terrible aliens cast a curse across the entire planet. So there's stop an alien invasion, and the aliens have cast a curse. A heroic giant, Gus, searches for answers in an ancient monument. So they're using the monument card they had. It tells him to search the galaxy for a curse cure. He travels with his sidekicks and happens upon a shipwrecked alien ship. So here's that shipwreck. We had the giant, here mentioned as well. And he finds the antidote to the curse in the shipwrecked alien ship, brings it home, and saves the planet. So that's his narrative that this particular character has built. So the judge hears all of these different pitches that these students have put together, and the judge decides who they think had the best story. So they award a token to the player who did the best, kind of describing or fitting the criteria of the judge, or the one that the judge really connected to. Then you can have it be next player, the player who won is the new judge, pass play to the left, so it kind of goes clockwise. And you can either play to a certain amount of victories, or you could play for a certain amount of time. So if you only have 15 minutes left at the end of your activity, play this game until that time runs out, play until the first person gets 3 tokens, that sort of thing. So that's how our party version works. Our full version has even more game mechanics that you can engage in that kind of teach students mechanics they could put if they wanted to become game designers themselves. I mentioned we played this with a variety of ages. A lot of people, when I describe the game to them, they say, oh my gosh, well, I have elementary kiddos. I don't think I could play this game with them. Here's me teaching it to 6, 7, and 8-year-olds, and they did phenomenal. Took me about 5 minutes to teach the party version. They were up and running. They were riffing on it, and all of them were able to tell these really great stories. If you're worried about a student maybe being a little intimidated by this, you can pair students up and kind of riff on a story together, or you could have them start with a 3-card story. When I'm doing this with adults, I'll sometimes give them 2 storylines, 2 items, and 2 mechanics, and have them pick one of each, do a 3-card storytelling activity when we're doing this in a big group. So you can do things like that to kind of differentiate it for your students as well. I also just want to shout out too, this game is directly inspired from my life. The main character in our game is Sloan the Summoner, based on my daughter. And actually I developed this game while my wife was pregnant with our daughter. And so the whole game, development of the game has been trying to kind of model that risk taking and creation and taking a chance in life. So that's just the personal connection I have to this particular game playing through. We're actually expecting our next daughter in the coming months. So I told my wife I've got to make our 3rd game, align with our next daughter who's on the way too. Speaking of 3rd game, we actually have a 2nd game that's actually up on Kickstarter right now. So if you're watching this live, it's up for about 7 more days. Our campaign runs until the morning of March 21st. And so Doom Scroll is currently being crowdfunded. So if you're interested in this, like I said, March 21st, 2024 is when our campaign wraps up in the morning. And so on Kickstarter, we are crowdfunding the production of this game. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about how Doom Scroll works as well. Kind of our 2nd game that kind of carries on the tradition of GameStormers. It's set in the same world, but this game focuses on social media literacy, actually. So again, if you are interested in this one after you hear me talk about it, you can go to Kickstarter and search for Doom Scroll, or you can go to bit.ly/doomscrollfund to see our Kickstarter for this game. So what is Doom Scroll? So basically the premise of Doom Scroll is it is your first day at a new social media company set in a fantasy world. So you're in the same world as GameStormers, and you're working at a company called Doom Scroll, and you are an AI or an advertising imp. And so all of these imps are tasked with creating a social media feed addicting enough to sell ads. So as you can see here, this ad for a Foxcoin investment requires 11 interest in hobby type posts. So what you do as the advertising imp is you create a social media feed full of posts that get the user interested in topics such as hobbies. We have a variety of topics out there. So some of the posts have to do with sports, as indicated by the football symbol. Politics, you can see over here, indicated by kind of the Capitol building. We've also got topics such as hobbies, which is indicated, entertainment, which is indicated by kind of the camera here as well. And as I mentioned, hobbies is the camera, the kind of photography camera. So on your turn, you'll add cards to your feed, and your goal is to eventually get the feed interesting enough to sell those ads. So in this feed, there's this visual post that's worth 5. We've got this post here that has 3 and an angry face. They're trying to sell this ad for orcexercise equipment, and it needs 10 sports, so they're too short. and it needs 3 anger, and they only have 1 anger right now. So they're going to have to add more anger to their feed with other posts. And they're going to also need to add a little bit more interest in sports. Other things that you can do in Doom Scroll to help you sell ads is you can recruit influential people to your feed as well. So you can actually recruit famous politicians, business people, sports stars, musicians, and they all give you extra abilities. Just like in real life, when social media companies appeal to influential people in order to get people more attracted to their platform too, right? For better or for worse. So the first player to sell 3 ads wins in this game. And the best part about this game is what happens after the game. You actually have a debrief conversation with your students or your fellow players and talk about what were your strategies as a social media company. You might talk a little bit about why was currency in this game denoted by anger and emotions? How does that doom scrolling of feeding us angry content keep us on the screen? What was your goal? The goal in this game, sell ads the most efficiently. Understand that social media companies, their #1 goal is to have enough people viewing the content that they can sell advertising space, right? How did you sell ads? You needed to get them interested enough in a topic. So you're feeding them what you know they're interested in and then showing them a product related to those interests. So all this is about helping us all be more cognizant of what social media companies are trying to do to us. So that is Doom Scroll. It plays 1 to 4 players. And that, again, is out on Kickstarter right now. And we're hoping that if we raise enough funds on Kickstarter, that we will have that in production and available for sales in December. But again, you can reserve your copy today. You can reserve a set of copies today by going to Kickstarter or going to bit.ly/doomscrollfund. So one question that we get a lot of times is, okay, I don't have time or expertise in this area. So one thing that we have available is we actually have lesson plans on our website. So if you go to GamestormEDU.com, we have lesson plans that align to all of our games that we have. So we have things like concept cards where you can actually create your own cards about a subject that students are learning about. They can add them to GameStormers, or they could create their own game using blank templates of our cards that are in Google Slides or Canva. We also have placeable assessment activities where students can connect the visuals and use the visual dice that we have in our games to create connections to the vocab they're learning about and the concepts they're learning about. We also have lessons focusing on things like persuasive pitching. How do you use ethos, logos, and pathos in your pitch to appeal to a wide audience using GameStormers? How can you use math and game design in order to understand, kind of problem-based math? In our particular lesson, we have students actually design their ideal game box and then figure out the volume challenges of getting how many on a pallet, how many in a shipping container. And this is all the math that I was doing in order to understand how to get my game from overseas to the US in the most efficient way. We also have a social studies lesson about representation in media, using primary source documents to represent different groups of people respectfully rather than relying on secondary sources. And we finally have a narrative and creative writing piece using GameStormers as the launching off point to write about different perspectives of people who would be in the games that students designed. Another plug I'll get in as well is we have a 3-week design course for free on our website. So this is how to help your students or your group go from nothing to game designers in 15 one-hour sessions spread over 3 weeks. And you can also tweak these to be long as short as you want. So if you just wanted them to design a prototype, you can do that. If you just wanted them to engage in the initial work, we have all that material for you. We built into this course have a game design template book that you can use. So it's a blank workbook that students can either print out or create digitally. And there's a companion book that you can have as the instructor to use. And I mentioned as before, we have tons of resources for game design on our website, one being our card creator template. And so again, if you want to access any of this information, we do have it all on GamestormEDU.com. And again, all of our curriculum is free. All of our online resources and lesson plans and courses are free. The only thing that we sell is our games. So GameStormers is available today on our website. And then also Doom Scroll will be coming soon on our website, or you can get your discounted copy on Kickstarter. So I think that's everything I have for our listeners today, Jeff.
John, thank you so much. I am really, really excited about GameStorm EDU. I'm a lifelong gamer myself, so it was just delighted when my colleague Sarah said, "Oh, I met this entrepreneur at one of our conferences, and I think he'd be a great vendor partner, and we want to talk about bringing him into the WiLS portfolio." So I'm super excited to have you joining us here today and joining us in partnership with WiLS. Thanks so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Do we have any questions at all? I know I'm in kind of my scheduled time now. I didn't know if any questions came through at all.
I haven't seen any questions come in yet, but I'll say what I always want to say to anybody watching, both live or on recording. If you have questions about the resource, please feel free to reach out to us here, or I'm sure John won't mind if we send you on to him with questions about products, about the resources that they're offering alongside the games. And hopefully we'll be hearing or getting a lot more interest from WiLS members based on what we saw today.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Just John, Jon, at GamestormEDU.com is my email. And yeah, happy to chat about this. And I also should add that I'm happy to talk with students or community members or colleagues, do a video call, or if I'm in the area, stop in. I've talked with students about everything from entrepreneurship to game design to copyright trademark questions, a little bit everything. So I love talking with students and young people and community members. And then again, yeah, faculty, staff, colleagues.
Well, that's great. Thank you again, John. Thanks for sharing with us today. Congratulations on the new baby on the way, and on the company kind of starting to take off here. I'm really excited for you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jeff. I appreciate the partnership with WiLS. It's been great.
Cool. All right. Well, I can see that Tina has joined us. Tina, are you online? Can you hear us?
Absolutely.
All right, so Tina, just like John, Tina has jumped in. Hopefully, I think has jumped in a little bit early. Tina, I don't know if you got any of my frantic calls. We had a presenter drop out, so I know that you're not scheduled to start for a few minutes, but would you mind, are you able to start early?
You know me, Jeff. I can usually do things on the fly. So yes, absolutely.
Well, I'll say an extra thank you to both John and Tina, who have both moved up to cover us today and get us keep us on schedule for Taco Tuesdays. So with that said, I'm going to. Oh, actually, I think you can share your screen whenever you're ready. This is Tina Roller joining us from Scholastic. Always a pleasure to have you, Tina.
Oh, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you and everybody. Can you see my screen? Oh, wait. Let me hit share,
Okay.
because that might help.
There we go. I see it.
Awesome. So Scholastic has partnered with WiLS to help you build a digital suite of programs at a discounted price. So building a suite of programs to assist students from pre-K to high school has never been easier. Like I said, Scholastic has teamed up with WiLS to help you create and build a suite of digital programs at a significant discount. Let me get to the right screen here. There we go. So districts can build a custom suite based on the needs of your staff, students, and parents. So just like building a taco, you can customize your suite of programs based on what your needs are and keep it really concise. So I'm going to quickly go through all of the digital programs, and then we're going to take a nice long look at Watch and Learn Library, which happens to be our first program. So in Watch and Learn, you're going to introduce your students to the suite of digital programs with Watch and Learn Library. Launching instruction with real-world videos helps students build background knowledge necessary for deeper understanding of the curriculum. This online hub of developmentally appropriate videos allows teachers to set the context for learning and better preparing students for success. After we go through Watch and Learn, your next step is BookFlix. So BookFlix is a digital literacy platform that pairs video storybooks with thematically related ebooks from Scholastic. Video storybooks bring classic fiction stories to life with celebrity narrators and colorful animation. Nonfiction ebooks expand on the story and provide natural springboard to deeper learning. And when students are done reading, they can put their knowledge to the test with activities, build comprehension, vocabulary, and other key critical skills. TrueFlix is our next step. TrueFlix brings beautiful, authentic ebooks, which are enhanced with deep and diverse reservoir of related content in a variety of text types and medias. This includes primary sources, fiction, videos, audio clips, images, related websites. TrueFlix helps students improve literacy skills, build content area knowledge, and read across a range of text types and cultivate the critical skills necessary for academic success and college and career readiness. Our next program in the suite is ScienceFlix. ScienceFlix is based on grades 4th and up and is a curriculum-driven, leveled content, which is integrated and interactive features with intuitive navigation in this highly engaging, mobile-ready science resource. And for emphasizing the latest STEM thinking. Oh, let's go back, sorry. STEM thinking and next generation science standards, ScienceFlix proves students with better understanding or provides students with better understanding of science concepts and ideas through hands-on projects, videos, multiple text types, and so much more. The next program is Scholastic Go. And within Scholastic Go, students, teachers, and librarians have relied on this resource to support research projects, homework help, lesson plan development, and so much more for almost 20 years. Search results deliver all of the relevant content in every type of media and text type in one clean, easy to navigate layout. Images, articles, videos, fact boxes, sidebars, maps, and websites are returned at once and can be filtered by reading level. The last program we have is Teachables. And Teachables was just premiered on its own little webinar for you guys. It is an online database of tens of thousands of searchable and printable education materials. Our teacher authors create and vet thousands of high quality, ready to use resources so that your teachers don't have to spend countless hours searching for reliable content to support their instruction. They also do not have to go through teacher pay teacher. So they're saving a little bit of money as well. With all of our digital programs, you're providing families with vital resources. Our goal is to provide families with the support that they need to create space for learning and literacy at home with 24/7 access on any device, including a smartphone. These digital programs bring the joy of fiction and nonfiction reading anywhere. So I am going to switch my screen and we're going to go into the Watch and Learn program. So Watch and Learn is one of the programs that I wanted to highlight. And this program offers an online video library made especially for young readers. So in this program, they are going to see real world videos, which are going to help students build background knowledge necessary for deeper understanding of the curriculum. The Watch and Learn Library is an online hub with developmentally appropriate videos that allow teachers to set the context for better learning and preparing students. The easy to search and always on level library saves teachers time spent for looking for appropriate videos to support those lesson plans. We also have think sheets, which are differentiated for pre-readers and readers to help to focus on what they're learning and build that background knowledge. There are hundreds of videos with real world footage. Understanding starts with context and vocabulary. So the more the person knows about the subject, the greater capacity they have to learn. Watch and Learn library videos help expand academic vocabulary across all curricula topics, thereby leveling all students' understanding and knowledge of that content area. As we all know, videos have become an essential part of teaching and are one of the best tools to ignite learning excitement. Each short video in Watch and Learn provides a starting point for meaningful whole class instruction, sets the groundwork for small group learning and independent reading, and connects real life concepts to core curricula. So I'm just going to go in, I like this rainbow one. And I'm going to click on that featured video. As it comes up, we can see there's keywords and quiz whiz, which we can go into. We can also see the think sheets. And if we scroll down to the bottom, all of the videos are available in both English and Spanish.
You ready? Let's go! An animal rainbow. Animals come in every color of the rainbow, from yellow to orange to pink to green. The way an animal is colored is called its coloration. Science gives us reasons why animals are the colors they are. Take a look at this frog.
And we're not going to watch the whole video. Just to give you some background knowledge on the program, I wanted to let you go into it and see a little bit. Just like all of our digital programs, we do have complimentary subscriptions available. And to access those complimentary subscriptions, all you have to do is reach out to me or contact WiLS, and they can get that login for you through me. And we can get you all set up. Ordering should always be this easy as we make it with WiLS, so you can receive that complimentary subscription to preview the programs. Once you're ready to purchase, all you have to do is let me know, and I can send a quote directly to WiLS. If you're working with WiLS directly and not me, just let them know you need a quote. They'll send it out to me and we'll get you all taken care of it. It will be added to your My WiLS portal. Jeff, that was a really quick rundown. Here's my contact information. And if you need a complimentary subscription, please just let me know.
Thank you so much, Tina. As always, Tina always brings great resources to showcase here on Taco Tuesday, and she's always willing to help me out by switching her time around like she did today, giving our members trials and great deals on their resources. Tina and Scholastic are great vendor partners for WiLS, so thank you so much for joining us today, Tina.
Anytime.
Thank you. Well, we will have you back. You know we'll have you back. We love having you here.
Yay.
So thank you. You know what? I'm going to share my screen here just to kind of bring us into our closing for the day. So thank you to all of our vendor partners who joined us today. Ari from NewsBank, John from GamestormEDU, and Tina from Scholastic. Thank you again for showing us just a few of the great resources you have to offer our members. Thank you to our members who came to watch live or who are watching the recording now after the fact. I appreciate you so much too. I will echo what our presenters have said today. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to them. Feel free to reach out to us here at WiLS. We will get you the information you need, whether that's a price quote, trial information. If you've got questions about a product, we are committed to getting you that answer, whether it comes from us or whether we connect you with the vendor reps that you've seen today. Taco Tuesday marches on. We will, that was an unintended pun. It does march on though. We have another Taco Tuesday 2 weeks from today on March 26th with another slate of excellent vendor partners ready to show you some cool and new stuff from their companies. So thanks again for joining us, everyone, and have a great afternoon here on a very warm March day. So long, folks. Bye.